Thanks for staying with us through the break. We're in Silver Lake today, and we're joined by Eric Osterhouse, who normally is on this side of the camera by yourself, so it's kind of weird for me to be standing next to you on this side of the camera. So, Eric, thanks for joining us this morning. No problem. USDA report came out earlier in the week. What did we kind of learn from that?
Well, first on the corn side, we actually had a really bullish report. They actually lowered our ending stocks by 4.4 million metric tons, and that's really well below the range that they were expecting. And they lowered both the U.S. and the world ending stocks. It was seen as friendly, but overall, once you start looking at it, it was taking a little ho-hum. I think the overall view of the market is just, there seems to be enough adequate supply. This is actually our third bullish report in a row on corn. Yet since January, you've noticed that we're actually still down. Looking at soybeans, on the other hand, soybeans were deemed a little bit negative. All estimates basically came in right in on the expectations that we were looking for. I think many of the bulls were really hoping to see an ending stocks number drop, and we just didn't see those.
Well, I know we had a run up on them towards the end of February.
Right.
What do we expect from that?
Well, again, all things involving South America are really important with the soybean market. And we're in this in-between time frame where it's really buy the rumor, sell the fact. And we did see a lot of news regarding this South American trucker strike. And so in the absence of any other news, that was enough to actually cause us to pull higher. But again, it was buy the rumor, sell the fact. Right. It did fade rather quickly.
Wheat seems to be kind of being drug along with the other two grains. Can we expect anything from wheat in the near future?
Well, the wheat numbers were deemed neutral to slightly friendly, and it seems as if the market is trading it that way, at least so far. The U.S. and world revisions were all a little lower, but not overly remarkable in that regard. The work does look very, very oversold at this point, and that actually can be a positive. Again, from a technical standpoint, you know, the funds are record net short right at this moment. So any fundamental news that we receive that's friendly to go along with the funds seeing a reason an outside market, maybe the dollar finally takes a break, could be enough to see a nice short covering rally in that wheat market.
But we also need some other news, maybe Russia, some other places that will really help to push that wheat price higher.
Yes, that we absolutely need some other outside news other than just fundamentals until we come out of dormancy to go along with some fundamental news to really get us to give that firm push higher.
Weather here in Kansas hasn't really given us that push either.
Not yet, but again, until we get out another 3 to 4 weeks when we come out of dormancy, then those weather issues will start coming up. We really have just started trading weather with the wheat market.
Perfect. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the report coming out March 31st. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. See you in just a minute.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. Farmers Insurance, your best protection against the unexpected. Call Agent Dan Key at 785-408-5459. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com. Blue River Traders, the finest selection of Western-style furniture for your home. BlueRiverTraders.com.
Because of you, our viewers, Kansas Ag Report continues to be the #1 rated ag television program in the state of Kansas, and we'd like to say thanks for watching. Thanks for staying with us. We're in Silver Lake today at Paragon Ag Advisors. We're joined by Eric. Thanks for staying with us, Eric. Big report coming out the 31st.
Yes.
What should we be looking for in that report?
Well, first in regards, it is a quarterly stocks report as well. So in first looking at the old crop stocks, we really feel like we mentioned before, we're depending on maybe some outside markets to help change the direction, maybe get the funds involved as well, to shake the market out of its status quo. Otherwise, the adequate supply feeling seems like that's going to be pervasive, at least here for a little bit. Corn and beans are just going to have a hard time with any significant rallies until we actually get more physical out of the farmer's hand. There's a concern that there was a record amount of corn and beans carried over into this year. And in the past, we've seen post-harvest for a market to really rally is really more of that grain has to come out of the farmer's hands in order for that to happen, so there's no one to stand in the way and sell into it. Now, in regards to that report coming up for prospective plantings, we've yet really to trade any weather at all in regards to new crop. We just started seeing a little bit of that coming into play for wheat. But corn and beans, we've not seen that at all. Typically, if weather's going to be traded this type of year, the good news is usually if there's bullish weather, it's traded more aggressively than is bearish weather.
Old crop corn carrying around that $4 mark, that stays around that mark. Soybeans could have another potential record year, I would imagine.
Yeah, if the acres come out to be in that, to be true, first off, and the weather does cooperate and we layer in another good growing season like we did last year, we definitely are moving from a demand side equation to a supply side equation on those soybeans.
What should people be thinking about? I mean, we're coming in almost to the middle of the year, Eric. What should people be thinking about, or first quarter, ending the first quarter? What should we be thinking about if we're sitting on grain right now?
Well, if you're setting on grain right now, is really pay close attention to basis. We really feel that basis that you're seeing at the elevator will show us if that grain that was held over in this year is actually flowing and moving out. Basis has stayed strong up until now, but if you do see that starting to weaken, I think in the short run, the tendency is that prices are going to be falling. So I do think most folks need to keep a close eye on what basis is doing in their local area.
And it really helps to have someone who can help market your grain. I'm talking about Paragon here, but I mean, it really helps to have someone else who's kind of got their ear to the ground.
Yeah, it is something that we feel that we can really help folks with, because again, we are in that physical market every day and watching basis and really in most areas. And the other side of it too is when it comes to selling your grain, it is a tendency for most people to get a little emotional with it. It is, of course.
I grew it, I'm going to keep it.
That's right. And so in many ways we can help folks with what we see is going on out there without getting emotionally attached to the grain.
Perfect. Eric, thank you for your time today.
No problem.
You're watching kansasAGreport. Stick around. We'll see you in tomorrow. I'm Bryan Hallman with kansasAGreport. If you'd like to advertise your business on Kansas's #1 ag television program, then give us a call at 785-554-5974.